actually. We live in America.
We fight over small stuff. Good night. Somebody asked what happened between you and Abel. Olipop, if you're seeing this, he sponsors. Cheers. Okay, so if y'all couldn't tell by the title of this video, we are doing our Twin Talk number 3. We like to do these because we can just catch up with y'all, chit chat, answer you guys' questions, talk about stuff that has happened in our life, relationships, advice, fitness, it all. That being said, we're gonna dive right into these questions. We did post in the community board about the polls and questionnaires that we would be doing on our Instagram. That's the best way to honestly keep in touch with us via social media. I definitely feel like we share more on YouTube, but Instagram in particular, our stories, we're posting daily. You'll get everyday content. These questions are going to be in no particular order. This is our first time looking at them. It might be all over the place, but that's okay. Good night. Okay, the first question you guys asked was, what is one thing that you love most about the other and the least?
I would say the thing that I like the least.
Oh, you start least first?
Yeah. The thing that I like the least is the way you chew. I know Devin can contest to that. Because it's always, stop chewing like that, stop chewing like that, stop chewing like that.
I feel like when I was younger, all of that ASMR stuff was blowing up really quick, and I would just sit and watch while I would eat my food, and then I think I developed the habit of chewing with my mouth open and just doing it. And I know that's super like annoying for a lot of people.
I can't do it.
But I don't do it around other people. I do it where I'm comfortable. So if you see me chewing with my mouth open, tell me to close it. I think it's just a habit.
Either way, it's annoying. I like how nice and understanding you are for the most part. Like, you get very like soft. You're always in your like feminine energy, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like, you're really nice. And like sometimes I always see them TikToks where it's like I'm trying to be like a soft girl and it's like the girl like yelling or whatever, and I'm like, that's me. Like, I just feel like I just can't like stand for some bullshit, but like you're super nice.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Thanks. One thing that I don't like, probably like least about you, is how you get like angry really quick.
My temper.
Yeah.
We're in a lot of therapy.
Don't get me wrong, it's better, but I just feel like you, even Aaliyah, you get so mad so quick.
But I also feel like I've been better with like knowing when I'm getting mad, and I'm just like, I can't do this right now, and I walk away because otherwise I'll get mad.
Sure, but it is one of my things that like I don't like. One thing that I like about you is that you stand up for yourself when needed, but like you're also like, you're put together. Like, I just go to you for a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, because I feel like I'm very like,
you're collected. You're very collected.
Yeah, I feel like I'm very sure of myself, and even if I'm not, fake it till you make it. So
Yeah.
I'll tell myself something until I'm fully convinced that it's true.
Mhm.
Especially if you're thinking like the opposite way, like somebody has to like
Yeah.
do that, if that makes sense. So somebody asked, how are you emotionally, mentally, and physically feeling? That's a really good question. Physically, I feel pretty good. I have a headache right now, and I'm like, my voice is kind of raspy because it's been dry, because it's literally 80 degrees when 2 weeks ago we got 8 inches of snow. But physically, I feel pretty good. I feel strong. I feel happy with like my workouts and everything like that. Mentally, I would say the past week was like, it was a little bit rocky. I was on my period. I was a little bit more emotional, a little bit more sensitive.
Same. This week has been a lot for me. I deal with like a lot of anxiety and like stress, and I feel like most of my stress honestly comes from school, but like a lot of the anxiety I have comes, I feel like, from social media. Never used to have anxiety this bad, and I'm trying to find like ways to like help it. I did like a ton of research on like ashwagandha, and I just bought some. I don't know, I just feel like things that I look forward to like help like cope, like the fact that school's gonna be done soon, that's gonna release a lot of stress off of us. Yeah. Basically, I'm doing good. I honestly am trying to go on like a little baby cut for like summer, but I've never like cut or bulked. I mean, I've bulked a little bit, but like unknowingly did so. But other than that, I feel like pretty good. I'm on my period right now, so The bloating is bloating.
Somebody asked, will y'all stay in your apartment until you graduate? It's so cute. Thank you. And no,
we're actually moving.
We're moving this summer.
Yeah, the management in this building is just not it. And it's way too expensive.
It looks nice until you live here. Like, the location is really good and they do have nice amenities. But the new place that we're moving to, we're super excited about.
Yeah, y'all.
It'll be bigger.
The moving vlogs, the room decorating, like everything. I don't know if we'll give you guys like a full apartment tour because the fact that our apartment literally almost got broken into. Like, we'll do like all that type of stuff. I'm so excited. I get this question a lot, and it's like, how do you balance social life, school, gym, social media all at the same time?
I would say it's definitely hard, but time management. Like, we plan our schedules at the beginning of the week.
Every month even, just like big things that are happening too.
Yeah, we plan ahead of time if we have trips or other things going on or events and stuff like that. And then we just make sure that we have our priorities straight. School, working out, friends, like that's all within moderation and balance. There's not a key to it.
Me, I like to get accustomed to my classes and figure out, a routine. Well, not only that, like the effort that is necessary
for each class.
Because then I'm like, okay, like I need to study this much for camp. I only really need to study this much for whatever. You know what I'm saying? So once I figure out that, I can kind of start like figuring how I fit everything else
around it.
Yeah, because academics is first. And I also feel like you start the day off early, you got more time. You wake up early, you go to the gym, bam. You start school at like 8 or 9 o'clock, like you've already worked out, you don't have to do that. It's definitely hard, especially when there's some things that you just can't control. But once you get the gist of it and you start going,
you can create a routine and then you'll just get in the balance of the way things
work. We also get this question a lot. It's, can you explain your adoption story? And then she was like, love you girls. Love you too. Honestly, this is like a touchy subject for us, just what we went through and everything. And we have a video discussing something. We talked a lot about our past and, some things that shaped us and how we act and how we are and how we matured at a very young age.
I do feel like we have a boundary kind of set with that, and it's just something like in that video we shared what we were willing to share, but I don't really think it's going to be much more than that. And I feel like setting boundaries with social media is very important. So I appreciate the question.
And we also respect you guys for respecting our boundaries as we would you as well.
Yeah, just a little bit more private.
Yeah.
So do you fight with each other over small stuff, and do you hold grudges?
We fight over small stuff. It's like little and then we kind of just get over it. If we have a big fight, we probably won't talk for a few hours. But I find that when we're together a lot more, we fight a lot. Because as much as people may think like us living together, I don't feel like we're together that much.
No, we definitely still have our independence. Obviously, like if I find out some news or like tea or whatever, like we confide in each other. We also are both in relationships, so those take away as well, which is good. But for Easter, for say, we went home early because we had been together for way too long.
Even traveling together, all that,
it's fun, but you also need that separation. And then we know that we're just hypersensitive to arguments and everything because we've just been together for too long. But I feel like that happens with any siblings or even relationships sometimes. Friends.
Somebody asked, are you going to braid your hair again?
I want to.
We actually got everything to do Anna's hair
and then she got the wrong hair.
Well, it's not that you got the wrong hair, you got the wrong color. I would look good, but it's probably not what you're wanting for your first time braiding your hair. Honestly, we have thought about going to somebody get our hair done because I've always wanted to just see what it would be like. But at the same time, I've messaged people and I just it's not in the budget and it's so much cheaper, and I'd rather get better at it and be able to do each other's hair, and even Leah and Vea's, our younger sister's hair. I feel like that would be really fun to do. I'd rather get better at it than have to pay that much. Props to the people who do.
Yeah, no, for real.
Because I think that I love watching hair videos like that.
How did you guys originally get into social media, and what/who inspired you most? Lexie originally started posting videos, and she was doing dancing videos at our hometown gym, and she originally blew up for that, and I did not want to post it all the time.
You wanted nothing to do with social media.
No, I didn't, because I was apprehensive, because I know a lot comes with it.
I mean, as anybody should.
Yeah.
The dances that I did were seriously harmless. It's just then I started to do them for engagement and like to
attracted.
get a lot of views, and it attracted ultimately the wrong audience. But at that point in time, I didn't know that social media was going to become such a big part of my life, and if I did, I would have definitely did things differently. And I'm glad it's something really big like happened to us.
To put it very vaguely and lightly, we learned the hard way that there are a lot of bad people in this sort of industry, and they don't care who you are, they don't care what you look like, they don't care how old you are, they will take advantage of you. And I'm glad that I learned earlier instead of later, but it still like was low-key traumatic. And if you have any intention of pursuing social media, just know your boundaries, set them, and you can't budge.
Don't let anybody cross them, no matter any of the circumstances.
It doesn't matter who they are. So I'm also going to put it lightly, not everybody that you see online is the way that they are, which I think is some big T.
That is some big T.
That is vague. I mean, it can be looks, it can be personality, it can be the whole 9 yards. Just some advice. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm just saying, like,
I mean, social media is scary, especially nowadays.
It's just a lot of information online. Like, you're sharing your life and who you are and your personality for the internet to judge whether they like it or not and support you, and whether they like will do that or not.
We started with that, and honestly, we got into, I mean, we were going through our own fitness journey. I feel like since we started, you guys have kind of seen our own little fitness journey since we have started, because I feel like we have grown a lot mentally and physically, and
everything through you guys, which is kind of cool, that is something that I am grateful for, because I look back, even on my Instagram highlights, it's like, I have an Amazon storefront one, and the first highlight in that is like, I'm trying to make my Amazon storefront, like, I'll let you know when I get it done.
And getting accepted into the influencer Amazon program,
it was just like,
it's like those little things that are such a big deal.
And there are milestones that we have, like, records of, if that makes sense.
So this is a good question. Thoughts on finishing college regardless of how successful influencing becomes? Anna has a very strong viewpoint on this, and I like that because I feel like it pushes me. Sometimes I think how better my content could be, how much better my quality could be, how much more I could be engaging with you guys if I wasn't going to school. But at the same time, I have to remember my degree matters, and it's backing up what I am saying. We want to get like our certification to become personal trainers. We want to get our nutrition science degree, which we will graduate a year early because of the work that we put in during high school. And I have to remember that that work goes unfinished if I don't finish my degree. We definitely are at a point where regardless of how successful we become on social media, we will continue to finish our degree. And I mean, if anything, it will help us pay off.
I feel like it's really important, and I feel like a lot of people don't get this opportunity for whatever reason, or a multitude of reasons. Actually, we live in America, and even women outside of America and stuff like that, just feel I can put myself through. I enjoy school. We did all that work in high school.
We also crave like academic validation. I craved it a lot more in high school,
but like we enjoy learning. We enjoy doing school,
and educating myself.
So it doesn't matter what the number in my bank account is. Like, I'm still gonna prioritize it, because there's tons of people online who have workout guides and apps and all this other stuff, and they have zero certification. And it's like I feel like everybody, literally everybody, not everybody, everybody is different. So I feel like a certification gives you the background to kind of recognize that, because you can have a personal transformation and be like, hey, this is what I did, and put it in a guide and sell it for how much money. But that's not gonna guarantee that it works the same for somebody else. Like, I just feel like there's so many factors, and there's an oversaturation of like fitness influencers and all this stuff. Like, so I just feel like it's really important to have an education, because if I look at somebody's bio and it's like, oh, like bachelor's in kinesiology, I'm like, okay, like they know what they're talking about. Versus if you just come out with some and you ain't got nothing, I'm like,
Somebody asked what happened between you and Abel.
They were the first big brand that we worked with, and when we were in our tough situation that we were kind of talking about earlier, they guided us in a way that gave us reassurance when working towards getting out. We worked with them for almost a year, and during that time it was amazing. Our exclusivity was really good. We went on a trip with them, and that was super fun. We met a lot of cool people, and then started having issues with sizing?
Well, I feel like we had always had issues throughout being with Abel. Like, I went from like a small to a solid medium. I was seeing progress with my gains. I was seeing progress and accomplishing things on social media that I never thought possible. And I just felt like, you know, when you work that close with a brand, I feel like, you know,
there's a transparency that needs to be seen, value, and not only like personally, but like financially and all these other aspects.
I also feel like they didn't so much value us as individuals. Really hard, because I feel like we have separate platforms. The only platform that we share is YouTube.
That's the only platform we're branded together
Exactly.
as. But people know that we're twins.
When a brand reaches out, it's an automatic turnoff when they brand us together and they're asking to collaborate on our separate platforms.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating because then I see that they don't value us as separate content creators. We both take time to create content.
After our exclusivity and our rep that we were with the entire time, she ended up leaving as well. So we kind of just felt like it was our time. We didn't really feel like we like fit in with
brand.
Just the brand in general.
Yeah. We didn't end on bad terms.
I think we just went our separate ways.
I just feel like, yeah, it was just time to go separate ways. I learned a lot. I hope they learned stuff from us, and I just hope, you know, that they're still doing well. And
when we worked with them, it was right in the time, but when it ended, and then especially when our rep left, we just kind of felt like, you know, we'll branch out a little bit and see what's out there, because we also went exclusive right away, so we didn't really get to work with other brands because we couldn't, and we just wanted that opportunity to see what it was like, to try new things, share new things, that kind of vibe. So
it was nice.
Do you guys feel like you're girls?
I definitely feel like we are girls, especially once you get to like
know us.
See our personality. People say like, oh, you guys sound really young.
We always get, you're so nice or friendly.
Yeah, or when we meet people, when we go out, like they're just like, oh my god, you're so nice. I'm like, what did you expect me to be? Like I'm not, like I really care about first impression. So I want to look good, I want to smell nice, I want to look presentable. Like I care about first impression.
I never want to leave a bad impression. Like there was no way. I literally, like, I couldn't do it.
I would feel so bad. I would literally feel so guilty.
And I know people, it's like, I know, like, at least on some of Lexie's TikToks, it's like, oh, Anna looks so mean, Anna looks so mean. I feel like I'm annoyed a lot of the time when Lexie's making her little TikToks, because I'm probably just trying to, like, live in my own space.
I like some of those,
but sometimes I get into it. It depends on my mood.
Learn them on my, like, spam account. Like, I just find it fun.
Then I'm, like, trying to cook in the kitchen, and you're like...
that's fair.
But we're siblings, you know. I feel like the dynamic is literally like not only with us being siblings, like we're literally identical twins and we live together. So me being mean to literally my other half is not something unexpected, and vice versa. It's always mind blowing, like seeing like celebrities and stuff where they're like seeing people's encounters and they're mean. It's like that person like looks up to you or loves what you do.
Exactly, and I've had that happen to me. I have looked up to somebody.
Yeah,
I've looked up them. I met them in person, and
they just, I wouldn't say that they were mean, they just weren't what we had hoped or expected after looking up.
But they were nice.
They weren't nice,
and I'm gonna give
them the benefit of the doubt.
I'm gonna
give really conversation.
I was excited, and I just feel like my hopes got let down, and I wouldn't want to do that to anybody else.
I feel like people see us online, I don't know how to tell you apart. Like in person, trust me, y'all, you can tell. Because I've had people come up and they're like, yes, like you're Anna, like I know. And I'm like, oh my god, like I appreciate that, because there's people I've literally grown up with and they never cared to figure out the difference. Asking to take a picture or talking or whatever. Like I met a girl and she actually goes to the U, and she is a freshman, and we conversated, and it was such a like cool conversation. Like I love meeting you guys. And I feel like our demographic, like most of y'all are in school as well, so it's nice. What are you studying? Like, how's that going? School? That kind of stuff. It is so fun. Like, I love having conversations. And wrap that up quick though, I do want to say though, I feel like we've always kind of struggled with having a bigger friend group. Like 2 really close friends from home, and they're twins. Like, when we're friends, we're good friends.
I feel like
we care.
I care. I always feel like I put in a lot of effort, and I just like I don't expect anything back, but it just sucks because I like one of my love languages is gift giving
for both of us, and acts of service.
And so when I do something I'm not expecting anything back, but it's just nice to know that it was significant enough for you to like say thank you or like be appreciated like what I've done, because then I just feel like, oh, that meant nothing. I get a lot of questions on like monetization on social media and everything, like how to like reach out to brands and do all that. And honestly, one of my biggest tips: consistency. Stay consistent with your posting. Stay consistent in, you know, being active on social media. Quality. Not everyone can afford everything. I still film all my videos on my iPhone 13.
For Instagram and TikTok, and then for YouTube is the only time we use a camera.
Building your community as best as you can. Like I said, interaction. You want to engage in your audience and, you know, build a relationship with these people. Whether you realize it or not, you're a big part of their life, or you could be, or you have an impact. I feel like when it comes to all of those things, brands will notice that, regardless of how big or how small.
Yeah, it literally does not matter. With 1,000 followers, you can be getting
I feel like even
PR.
I feel like in like micro-influence, I don't even want to say micro-influencing because they are still influencers. I feel like that is really big right now. Brands are looking. They would rather work with all these other influencers who have, you know, this tight knit community than this larger influencer and pay them a big buck just for it to maybe not even do anything. Also, I feel like building a relationship with brands. I mean, if you're using something, tag it, because that's just like a free promo. Like, tag everything that you use, because that will also help them notice you as well. I will tag everything that I use, even if, like, especially when we were non-exclusive, I would tag everything that I was using to get their attention, because I'm showing that I use these products, they benefit me, and yeah, and it's authentic, 100% authentic, and I'm not being paid to do it.
And you're reaching your audience with that promotion of that product, giving them a larger reach than maybe they would have gotten posting it on their socials. So they look at them, they're like, this person is doing this for free, like they care or like or enjoy or use this product, and they are more obligated to work with you if it's authentic. And then also, when you do work with them, it's not a surprise. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if you want to do it, do it. Then don't care what anybody else thinks. Regardless, you're gonna have people on your side and you're gonna have people not on your side, and you just gotta, you know, push through that and do your own thing.
yeah.
Somebody asked what kind of boba tea I got. Okay, I'm gonna be brutally honest. I got boba 3 days in a row. I posted it twice, but I got it 3 days in a row. Which I crave a lot of stuff on my period, and boba was one of them. But we walked there yesterday, so it was good.
Yeah, we did.
But I get the brown sugar milk tea. I love sweet things, so I get it at 75% sweetness. And I get double boba. It might have gotten cut off short, or maybe we didn't answer every single one of your guys' questions.
But we probably answered some in the previous Twin Talks, because a lot of them were, some were repetitive, and we have answered them in
I
previous
didn't even touch on how my car got stolen. If we didn't hit any of your questions, we'll probably discuss it in our next Twin Talk, whatever that may mean. We hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully, y'all learned a little bit more about us, and we answered some questions that could help you. We will see y'all next Sunday. Comment below what video you want to see, because we're running out of ideas. More and more stressed with finals, so, you know, we just want something that, you know, obviously is entertaining, but also easier to edit. Guys, next Sunday. We'll see you guys next Sunday.